You are deleting the soul from your songs. For years I was doing it too. I was completely obsessed with getting every single note perfectly in tune, every drum hit locked to the grid, and using my EQ like a digital scalpel to carve out any frequency that wasn't perfect. And in that obsession, I was making soulless music. Sure, it sounded clean, but it felt like nothing. But then I stumbled back onto a secret weapon, the rough mix. Think of it like this. The final polished mix is like a perfectly posed, airbrushed studio portrait. It's flawless. The rough mix is the candid, laughing photograph from that same day. It's the one that's actually alive. It's that version of the song you bounce right after tracking. When the ideas are still electric and the emotion is right there at the surface. The trap of the perfect mix. We all fall for it. We get our hands on these incredible tools. Auto-tune, quantizing, endless plugins, and we think the road to a pro-sounding track is to erase every flaw. We're terrified that someone might hear one slightly flat note and write us off as amateurs. So we start sanding down all the interesting edges. It's like taking a beautiful hand-carved piece of wood full of unique grain and character and polishing it so aggressively that it becomes a perfectly smooth, featureless plastic sphere. We tune the vocal until it has the personality of a GPS navigation voice, stripping out the little human waves that actually carry the emotion. We quantize the drums until they're robotically tight, murdering the natural groove, that push and pull that makes you wanna move. The result is music so processed it feels artificial, like it was made not by a human with something to say. Why imperfection is the secret ingredient. Here's the thing our brains secretly love: imperfection. When we hear something that's a little too perfect, it's like the musical uncanny valley. When something is almost perfectly human but not quite, it just feels wrong. Our brains are wired to connect with authenticity, not a flawless imitation of it. When we hear those small, unexpected variations, a slight crack in a singer's voice, the faint squeak of a finger on a guitar, our brains light up. These aren't mistakes, they are signs of life. Think of it like a person's laugh or a specific way they tell us a story. The little quirks, that's what make personality, and that makes connections. Just think about the legendary squeaky bass drum pedal on Led Zeppelin's Since I've Been Loving You, or the raw, untamed vocal delivery of Janis Joplin. Those aren't flaws to be erased. They're the very things that make those recordings feel timeless. They create a sense of intimacy, like you're right here in the room with them. A rough mix is a snapshot of the initial performance, before overthinking gets the chance to drain all the life out of it. That early take often has an emotional urgency that is almost impossible to get back later. Let me know in the comments, have you ever ruined a song by completely overprocessing it? You know that feeling when you listen back and realize the sloppy demo you recorded on your phone had more heart than the final mix you just spent 40 hours on. I've definitely been there, and it's a tough lesson to learn that. The A and B test. And finding the soul again. Imagine this, you've got two versions of your song. Version A is the perfect final mix. Every vocal is tuned to hell and back, and every instrument is locked to the grid. Now listen to version B, the rough mix. The vocals are a little shaky and the drums drift a tiny bit. It's messier, it's like looking at two pictures of a house. Version A is a perfect 3D rendering. It's impressive, clean and flawless. Version B is a photograph of the actual home with a messy blanket on the couch and pictures on the wall. Which one makes you actually feel something? The rendering impresses you with its technical skill, but the photograph makes you feel something. It invites you in. 9 times out of 10, it's the same with your music. The polished master might impress you, but the rough mix is what connects with you. This isn't about making your music sound amateur, it's about figuring out where the soul of the track lives and protecting it. Even artists known for perfectionism, like Prince, understood this. His engineer said he couldn't wait on perfection because getting the feeling right was more important. The sound was there to serve the song's vision, not the other way around. That's what made his music so alive. How to protect the soul of your songs. So how do you actually do this? First, find your song's North Star. Its core emotion. What is the one single feeling you want the listener to walk away with? Write it down from now on. Every single production choice must point directly to the North Star. Next one. Treat your early takes like they are gold. That first or second performance often has magic that can't be faked. Finally, start making your plugins and tools less like a cleanup crew and more like a painter's palette. A compressor isn't just a tool to control volume, it's a way to make a kick drum feel like a punch to the chest. Reverb isn't just sonic filter, it's the brush you use to paint a vast cathedral or intimate tiny room around your singer. Stop chasing some impossible standard that leads to cookie cutter music. Embrace the human element. Those raw moments and honest mistakes aren't flaws you need to delete. They are the soul of your song. Preserve them and you'll make music that doesn't just sound good, it feels alive. If you want to check out my other videos, they are around music theory and some beat making sessions. Okay, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think about it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other raw sessions or beat making tutorials or tips like these. And now go and make some bangers.